Texas high school football season for 2020 may have come to an end, but we're already looking forward to a summer tradition unlike any other here in the state of Texas, and that is 7-on-7 football. And here to talk about it is a man who knows a little bit something about it. He is the executive director of the board of directors for the Texas State 7-on-7 organization. We're joined by Rowlett coach Doug Stevens. Coach, how are you?
Hey, Greg, I'm doing fine, brother. Thanks for having me.
I want to ask you, I want to talk about some good news, but I guess let's go back to the past, because I think people remember back in last year in the summer, you guys made the difficult decision to cancel State 7-on-7 because of the COVID-19 pandemic and things like that. Can you take us a little bit through that process that I know was difficult for you guys? Can you take us through what went into that decision?
Wow. Well, first of all, yeah, the great unknown now that everybody's had to deal with since that time is not such an unknown now. We've canceled just about everything, it seems like, since then. But at the time, Greg, it was tough. You don't want to do that. And we talked about worrying how it would affect the future of the event, worrying about what would happen with other people trying to do 7-on-7 and how we can prep for the season, not knowing what the season was going to be like. So there was a whole lot of conversation going into that. But at the end of the day, the bottom line was, I think we made the right decision. To go out there and have that event in the middle of all this would have just been not only chaos, but I think a horrible decision. But yeah, we were real happy with it. But it was something that probably took us about 2 weeks to come to the conclusion of just go ahead and canceling.
Well, and I think it's worth mentioning that, you guys, and I have to tell people this all the time. Texas State 7-on-7 is not affiliated with the UIL, but you're a Texas high school football coach. The board is all Texas high school football coaches, and you guys are in conversation with the UIL. That's not to say they're making any decisions, but is it fair to say that in seeing what the UIL was doing, as far as canceling the baseball and things like that at least gave you guys a bit of a guideline as far as where the wind was blowing?
No, absolutely. We were in contact. We did have conversation. We want to do. I'll just say this: we want the blessing of the THSCA and the blessing of the UIL when we make these decisions to make sure that we're, not under their guidance, so to speak, but that they're happy with our decisions. So yeah, look. We are Texas high school coaches, and we want to do what's best for our team and our kids. And so that's really how we set this all up and the making of our board and everything else. So, yeah, there's no doubt about that. And I'm not going to be shy about it. We want them to be pleased with our decision and what we're going to do in the future as well.
And so, of course, that's last year. We're now into 2021, and I think people are hungry for some good news. And I understand you might have a little bit of good neuse for us.
Well, we are looking forward, and I've already talked to the people we need to talk to, Greg, and we're real excited to say that we're definitely going to have the event. The Texas State 7-on-7 championships are going to happen again this June at College Station. We've got everything reserved. Now, having said that, we're still talking about, and we're going to continue to have meetings as far as the SQT sites when we want to have them, and that's still kind of up in the air. But we definitely look forward to having another event. Sorry we had to miss last year, but we're back on board for this year.
That's really exciting, I know, for all Texas high school football fans and me who loves the event as well. Looking at the calendar and based on last year, the target date that I had in my brain if this was going to happen was June 24th through 26th. Is that correct?
Steph, that's why you do what you do, because you're so good. It is definitely Thursday the 24th, Friday the 25th, and then Saturday we'll end there on the 26th. Yes, sir.
Okay, and so you mentioned the SQTs. Obviously, those are state qualifying tournaments, the way you're able to get your team into the state tournament there in College Station. I understand you guys are, is it fair to say there's still a few moving parts you've got to hammer out before we were able to announce that?
Absolutely. And I'll just take you to a few things that we're discussing. We want to have the event. We've talked to the people down there at College Station, looking forward to, talking to sponsors and all this. And so I think it's needed. Let's just say that, because you were right when you said that everybody wants to go play. They're tired of all this, but at the same time, I think it's smart on our part if we don't come out with some rash decisions, those decisions being, of course, we might have to move back to SQTs as far as the time. How are, the new shots that everybody's been able to take, how's that going to affect everything? Is the virus going to calm down a little bit? We just don't want to knee jerk and come out with a rule or decision that we're going to have to come back and change. So I think more than anything else, we're just going to give it some time when we come up with the dates. We're still at the present time, we are talking to some host schools, getting that hammered out and feel real good about that. Everybody's all excited. They seem to be wanting to do the event. And then, of course, you have to talk about, okay, what's the event going to be like? What are going to be the changes? Are we going to have some restrictions as far as spectators? We've talked to some people, some of our sponsors, about having some safety issues in place. Just not ready yet to tell everybody exactly what those are. But I'm going to tell you this, the event, the decisions we make they're going to be safe for everybody that participate. I can promise you that. And then, we'll discuss about spectators and all of those things. But there's a lot of moving parts there, as you know, Greg, and there's a lot of people that are going to want to come up to this. And so we just have to chew on it a little bit, make sure we're making the right decision.
But the good news is State 7-on-7 is coming
Absolutely.
back in
Yes.
2021.
Yes.
He's Doug Stevens. He's the head coach of the Rowlett Eagles and the executive director of the State 7-on-7 board of directors. Coach, really appreciate your time. Appreciate you letting us in on your little secret. And hey, I'm looking forward to seeing you in College Station.
Well, Greg, I appreciate your time and what you do, obviously, for Texas high school football. But I do want to add this a little bit. Currently I'm talking to your people, your boss. We're probably going to have our website run by y'all. So that is something that we're really excited about. Looking forward to that. The tie-in with Texas football, there's not a better organization than Dave Campbell's and what y'all do. So I think that'll be easy and more convenient for everybody to locate us as well.
Well, we're looking forward to it. We love working with the Texas State 7-on-7 organization. It's such a great event. And I do, obviously, we're still waiting on what the restrictions are going to look like for fans and stuff like that. But I will just say that, if you've never seen 7-on-7, it's an event. Come to see Matt Stepp's Big Dumb Hat. That's the real draw.
That's overrated. I'm going to tell you that right now. Okay. There's a lot of better hats out there than that. Sorry, Matt.